Well, good morning. We're back in Middle Earth and we are at High King's Crossing. As you can see, it's a very big place. And can we go back far enough to look at this without falling over? Not really, but up there is a statue. Pretty impressive. And while I'm thinking about it, we're going to go down here and get this boat stable. So now we have all the docks for that. And we're about to get attacked by wolves. Wow, there's wolves everywhere here. I don't really want to kill the wolves just yet. Don't think I'm gonna have a choice but to kill at least one of them. Alright, sorry about that, but you were in the way. Alright, so we have that. We have the stable. And we need to talk to this gentleman here, Sardan.
What can I do for you?
Hob Hillbrow is a name I have not heard in some time. I do miss him and his little jest, but I am pleased to hear that he is doing well. When a scout reported seeing men in Dwaling, I feared the worst. Thank you for helping them with their situation. It is precious to think that in these dark times a hobbit is concerned about the welfare of a man. If only he knew how dire things have become. I envy the simple folk. So now that we've talked to him, as you can see, we have several quests here we can do.
Might I take a moment of your time?
On the bluff above us is a catapult that Angmar brought along on its way to the city. We managed to damage it enough that they left it behind, and now we intend to repair it and use it ourselves. It certainly won't reach Numinous, but that is not our goal. We wish to use it to fling ropes over the Colossus. That will allow us to climb and begin repairing the areas we cannot currently reach. Search the debris scattered along the banks of the river and see if you can find the following supplies. Several bundles of rope, some pieces of driftwood, a few small flywheels, and a couple of pouches of oil. Once you have found them, bring them to cut hair at the catapult on the bluff just to the south of here. Well, got a frog in here. Excuse me. It doesn't seem to want to go away. Maybe a sip of that coffee will help. Or maybe it's the coffee doing it. Who knows?
Could I speak with you a moment?
There are some ruins on the hill above the turn in the river, of which we only recently discovered the purpose. There was a lighthouse there, believe it or not, to guide ships, so they made the turn from the lake into the Barrow-Dween. The keepers of that flame was tasked with recording all of the wrecks and tragedies he witnessed from his perch, so search parties could be sent to attempt to retrieve what was lost. But in the waning days of the kingdom, they could not have been focused on recovering too much. Head to the lighthouse and see if you can find any old papers from those logbooks. If we can get a lead to where some of these wrecks happened, we might be able to recover some ancient valuables. Alright, so I fumbled through that one, but basically he wants me to go find an old logbook from the lighthouse so that they could hopefully find some wrecks and recover something.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Barad Tharcir is a place we know little about. There was not much left in the record, but I know it was a site of value. It controlled the shipping lanes and access to the lake from the Dwaling. Every boat traveling the river passed through it. The robbers there are a nuisance, but they should not distract from the larger goal to learn as much as we can and preserve as much history as possible. We shall never know where we were going if we do not know where we came from. Head down to Brad Tharsier and do some scouting for me. I know there are 5 doorways, but I do not know what they lead to. Knowing the makeup of the structure would be of a great help. Alright, so that is the ruins where I said that the tomb robbers are. That we would have several quests going there, and that's one of them. And he has a couple of quests for us.
Might I take a moment of your time?
I pride myself on the wide variety of supplies I carry, and I do my best to maintain my inventory. You can imagine the disappointment if I were to travel to the southern lands and not have the various knickknacks of which the hobbits there are fond. No, I must maintain my stock at all times. But it's not easy. To get to Dwaling and Oatbarton, you have to travel southeast of Tenadir and pass through the Barandal. The sands and dune of that place are now home to creatures vile and dangerous. On my last journey, I was quite surprised by the grasping tendrils of a number of sandlarkers. I barely managed to escape with my life and my inventory. That is unacceptable. If you can defeat some of the sandlarkers, I would greatly appreciate it and reward you in kind. You will find many of the creatures near Lithost on the banks of the Brandywine. Lithost is on the other side of the river and slightly south of Barad Thrasir, if you are familiar with those ruins. I'm kind of, but not yet. Alright, so
Might I take a moment
there's a
of your
small
time?
ruin on the west side of the Barandov called Lithost. It is nothing more than a shell of walls now, but I feel we should make an effort everywhere we can. Crawlers have filled those ruins. This normally would not be a terrible thing. Nature is generally kind. However, these crawlers are diggers. They burrow holes throughout the ancient bricks and stone. In time, they could bring down the very colossus. Head to the Lithos and search out crawlers. The ones we are interested in stopping will not be on the surface. Flip over some rocks and defeat whatever you find beneath them. So, that's the one where I said we need to kill crawlers we find under rocks.
Stay a moment.
We have to do something about the tomb robbers. I have spoken with my kinsman about the matter, but we are stretched thin. We must focus on the threats to the tombs of our forebears in Minarain and the crypts of Anuminus, even while other areas fall into danger. Southeast of the Colossus, the sands of the Barandov and the dune grasses are swept by the breezes that come off the Brandywine. But now the gentle breezes carry, too, the harsh cries and commands of a band of tomb raiders. They have established a camp in the ruins of Barad Thrasir on the far south side of the Brandywine, and I fear that before long they will cross the river and pass into the peaceful lands to the south. You will be rewarded if you can defeat the tomb raiders at Barad Thrasir. We cannot allow them to ransack and carry away our past, but we cannot afford to do anything about it ourselves. So we have a couple of quests that take us to where the tomb robbers are, and several other quests. We are going to save the stuff where the tomb robbers are for later, because I think doing a couple of the things on this side, at least one of them is going to take us across the water, so we might as well try to clean up as much on this end as we can. And there's a sand lurker. And we defeat 5 of them, that's it? I could have sworn it was a lot more once upon a time. I guess not. Oh, hi. I was just looking for you. Oh, there's the ruins of the lighthouse. And if I remember right, and I could be wrong, it's been a while since I've done this one, but is it this pile of rubble that I want? Yes, I found a tattered page buried within the rubble. So I found the logbook, or at least what's left of the logbook. A huge sand. Now, what are we trying? Oh, yes, we need to go squish some crawlers. We only need one more scan lurker. Not these crawlers. We need crawlers down here, where these ruins are. We might as well kill this sand lurker, since we need it one more anyway. Huh. Gravestalker. Ooh, you're a rare elite. Excuse me. New deed, Kirkram Slayer. Alright, so we need to search under these rocks. And these are the worms we need to kill. Okay. Because I guess these worms are more dangerous than the other worms. Oh, that's right. We need to gather all that stuff, too. Oh, okay. Did I see something? I need it. Alright. I think this is the last one of these I need to kill. Alright, so that's tomb robbers. We're going to remove that for the moment. That is across the way. We're going to remove that for the moment. Bring that. Okay, we're finished that. We finished that. We finished that. And where is repairing the catapult? Okay. That's the one we want to do now. That's going to require us running up and down the bank of the river to gather all the things that I was showing you earlier. So things like this. Rope. And a flywheel. That's what that thing is. Okay. And the thing I thought was bone is actually driftwood. And I think that is a pouch of oil. We go up and down this until we find everything. And I think a couple of the things are across there. see some oil over here. So we're gonna see. I don't think we have anything else this close to this side. And this little Limfram's gonna follow me. Oh, it's decided not to follow me. I don't know if it can swim. Oh, there. We have a better look at High King's Crossing from here. Isn't that pretty? And I think this is supposed to be the sword, Narsil. And we have to watch out because there's some Barghest over here. And a Oathbreaker. Alright, so we're going to come across this way. Don't think there was anything else near him. And there's a bat up there. All sorts of strange animals here. They're coming down from up there, because if you look over there, there's Fornost. Or the edge of Fornost. Yep. That is the edge of Fornost over there. And we have a Oathbreaker in the water down here. And he's decided to run off. Very good. So basically this area here used to be a port town, or the port, and ships would come through here. I guess they would probably stop here, but of course, it, like everything else, time and robbers have laid waste to it, and now it's just ruins. They're nice ruins. I mean, obviously you have to fight a bunch of brigands to go look at them, but they're nice ruins. I really do like the ruins in this game, and I think it's one of the reasons I happen to like New World, because their ruins are pretty good too. I think we don't need any more of that, and we don't need any more of that. We just need... what do we need? We need rope. We just need 2 rope now, because we just got a flywheel. And what's in this chest? Anything good here? What did we get? 5 sapphires, an artisan jeweler scroller case, 2 chunks of dark brimstone, and 13 silver. Not that great, but not too bad. It could have been much worse. Swimming sideways like this makes it feel like you're not actually moving at all. That's kind of weird. Okay, so we need 1 more bundle of rope after this, which they're saying go this way. I do believe I see it up ahead. I do. There it is. Alright. Now we have everything. We can go back up to High King's Crossing. You know, despite the fact that we do call this place Everswim, and traversing to certain areas can be quite the pain, it is a nice area. It looks nice. The High King's Crossing is awesome. The ruins of Illuminus are great, especially if you're doing it at level. It's quite the challenge. But yeah, I mean, Evendom used to be a seat of great power in this part of Middle Earth before it became ruins, before war took it. Alright, so let's talk to some people here.
What can I do for you?
You were able to find a page. I was worried they would have all been lost to time, so much like the lighthouse itself. Now let us see what we can learn from this.
Could I speak with you a moment?
After much time and patience... Wow, 2.5 seconds is time and patience. I was able to read what was on the page you found. It is very faded and in bad state. I nearly destroyed it trying to get the last few sentences. It was from near the end of the kingdom and detailing a shipment of keys from down the river to the rangers encamped here. They knew they were leaving, but they wanted to safeguard as many of their treasures as possible. The locks came on a separate ship that arrived safely. The keys never made it. They still swapped the locks out, believing it was safer than that no one could get in. One of the doors locked was to the basement of the lighthouse itself. We need to get inside urgently, for an evil has made its den there. The page gives us the location of the wreck that should contain these keys. Search the waters and bring back whatever containers you can find. So that one is going to require us to go down into the river and technically do some diving to get to a shipwreck. It's not actually diving. You just sit on top of the water and pluck stuff away. Because you can't swim underwater in this game.
What can I do for you?
You have defeated the sand lurkers of Barandov. I am glad to hear that and will reward you for your effort accordingly. Oof. Okay, I was like, what happened to the lighting? Then I realized that nighttime is coming and that torch just lit. Which looks horrible.
What do you need?
We will still need to get down there at some point to reinforce the walls, but you have provided us some much needed time. Thank you. I don't think he has any other quests. I don't think they have any other quests at the moment. But I do know of a place we need to go, and it's way up there somewhere. Because that is where the catapult they stole from the Angmorm is located. And we might as well go up there, since we need to be up in this area anyway to go back to the lighthouse. We need to get up here. And nice view from up here. You can see. Very nice view. And here is the catapult.
What can I do for you?
Huh. I had heard that someone was coming to help me out, but I did not know you would have everything with you as well. This is a very fortuitous event.
Stay a moment.
I am going to begin repairing the catapult. This is going to take me some time, for while you have gathered the correct parts, they will need some adjustments in order to fit properly. This is going to be a loud process, and I recently saw some scouts searching through the strands of trees surrounding us. If they were to find us, they would quickly overrun the bluff and destroy the catapult. This is something we cannot afford. Head out into the trees southeast and southwest of here and flush the scouts out so we can be sure the position is secure. So we need to find some scouts and get rid of them. Like this tomb robber scout here. Who's there? New deed, tomb defender. Yeah, a lot of buggers here. Usually I find more tomb raiders than that. Here's another one. And what was that random thing I saw climbing over here? Oh yeah, we'll not be bothering that big old ugly troll. He's even got 1, 2, 3 Angmorm handlers. So you know he's nothing to sneeze at. That's another one of the roving threats. And one of his handlers is hanging out here like he knows I'm there. I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna stay in my lane. Because I'm a level 40 and he's level 100. And of course his handlers are level 100. And they would just like turn me into jelly so fast. Especially since he's a big troll with a big old hammer. Yeah, I don't think it would take him long. And I'd rather not be Roomkeeper Jelly, so. I'll just stay way, way over here. We'll kill a couple of things, see if we can't get another scout to appear. Really? You're gonna go dig yourself a hole in the ground and heal up. Huh? I don't think that helped. Oh, well, we'll get rid of the salamander before it decides to attack our buddy there. Although I don't think it ever would, but... Well, you know, if the game did the mechanics right, yeah, the NPCs would have just as much a chance of getting ambushed by random mobs wandering around as we would. Oh, there's a scout somewhere. And they give us reputation with the area, too. So, bonus. Oh, speaking of reputation. Well, let's finish what we're doing first. I forgot I haven't used the Hobbit Mathams that I got from doing the Dwaling quest. I wanted to use those and see how much more rep I got with the Matham Society. There. We have finished tending the area. Have you finished?
Greetings.
So they're gone. Just in time, too. I have finished making the repairs and we are ready to fire. Head down to Sarden at the base of the Colossus and let him know we are ready to launch the ropes. Okay. So, I will do that as soon as I go... Oh, yes, I need to check out a shipwreck. That's what I need to do. I was going to say I have to go to the lighthouse, but... not quite yet. Let's watch our step out here. I don't know where that, I do not know where that roving threat went. That's not exactly the thing I want to run into right now. Like I said, I do not want to become Runekeeper Jelly. We don't need that rich iron. We just need to get a couple of things done. And there is our ship that we need to investigate. And there we go. We have collected containers. Or what's left of containers. You know, that's something I hadn't considered. Maybe I should, make a kinship for Medriel. What do you think? Should I make for her a kinship so that she can have a kinship house? I think you can't remember what level kinship before you can actually buy the house. It's like 5 or 7, I think. But still, that would be something. She could have a kinship house that she could decorate. Also, that she would have the storage chest for. Extra storage is always good. I'm thinking about it. But what would I call it? Would I call it Miss Bella Games? If you have any suggestions, you know, leave them in the comments. I would appreciate it.
How can I be of
I
service?
already know what you are here to tell me. Seems Cud here had a quick trigger finger and his message beat you here.
Might I take a moment of your
Thanks to
time?
some kindly aid from yourself, the ropes have been strung and we are able to reach new places on the Colossus in need of repair. But that is a task we can handle ourselves. For you, a treat. A vision I doubt like any you have seen before. Use the rope behind me and ascend to the peak of the Colossus. Once you are up there, make sure to look around and enjoy the view. Okay, so
What can I do
now
for you?
let's see about getting those open and see if the key we want is inside.
Stay a moment.
I was able to open all the containers you recovered and found the key in the final one. These are great tidings for us as we can finally go on the offensive. As I mentioned before, you left to get the containers. We have been constantly harassed by a creature we believe lives beneath the ruins of the lighthouse. The door is locked, so we cannot enter. We have found no other entrance. At this point, we do not know how it comes and goes. We are sure that is where it lives, though. We have lost enough good men to this creature. Take the key, venture beneath the lighthouse, and slay whatever you find down there. Do not return until we are safe from its threat. Wow. Excuse me. Don't return until you're done. Well, you're lucky I'm a nice person. And before we treat ourselves to a look on top of the Colossus, we're going to go deal with the lighthouse. Alright, so we're going to go here. We're going to ignore the guy chasing us, and we're going to go right in here. Alright. And this is the basement of the lighthouse. And that is the creature we have come to kill. And we have defeated Carrion. And Carrion has taken for himself a brigand as a snack, which is kind of disgusting. And I don't know what keeps the fires lit here unless it was Carrion itself. But yep, we're done here. And we might as well take a quick gander at it, because I don't think we can come back in here now that we've done this quest. Interesting place. Has a very Gondorian feel to it. But we can now go back and let the guy know that we have done what he asked and that the creature is defeated and that he can quit being a jerk. They're discussing servers. And I'd say Laura Lynn is probably one of the few servers that actually does care about canon and the lore of the game. Alright, so...
Greetings.
The creature is defeated. I can see that from your clothing and the filth that covers it. I'm very thankful for your efforts. I believe that will be the first full night of sleep I get at this camp. Alright, so...
Might I take a moment of your time?
And now you have done much to aid us here, and for that I am grateful, but the Colossus and Barad Thrasir are but minor points within Evendom. Numinous to the west, and the estates to the north, hold more value than the ruins here. Follow the road north, then head west at the crossroads until you reach Tinadir. There speak to Archalwe to learn more. Alright. Now, before we do anything, and actually we're not done here because we do still have to take care of some quests with the brigands at Barad Thrasir. But we are going to end today by climbing this rope to the top of the Colossus. And of course we're doing this at night. The view is fantastic, but you can see there's much yet to do. And used to be you could fall off of this, but as you can tell, they have walled it. I guess people complained too much about falling off. So now you can't fall off. Of course, that means that you can go on the very tippy tip over here and then zoom in. Get a really nice view from here. I think that's Tinadir over there. Okay. Yep. That's Tinadir in the distance there. And that's some nice ruins. And that's some nice ruins. These are some of the estates he was talking about. And this way is Minarain and a Numinous behind it. So yeah, you can kind of see little bits of a Numinous from here. Not too much though. And over that way, got another estate. Actually, I think that is Osfarad. Yeah, that's Osfarad in the way in the distance, I believe. No, it's too... Osfarad would be past that. This is another one of the estates. And I believe... I want to say that estate has goblins in it, but it's either that or that over there. And of course over here is Fornost. But yeah, if you're up here, you can see a lot of different areas of Evendon from here. It's a nice viewpoint. And it's a great place to get some nice screenshots during the day. We're gonna go back down though. Alright, so and I'm supposed to talk to Sardin. Okay. There he is.
What can I do for you?
The beauty of the lakes is enchanting, yet I saw the same as you did. The ruins to the west and north are in desperate need of our aid. Alright, so. And we're finished with that. And aside from doing the stuff at Barad Thorcir, I think we're done with the quest here. So we have this and this to do. And I think there's a small quest chain that's going to have us going back and forth to there a couple of times. But yeah, we got a couple of quests that are going to take us to Tenedair, but we want to finish the quest here first, which we will hopefully do next time. And until then, bye for now.